Hi guys, welcome down to Improve My Golf, and today is a pitching video. There are lots of options that you have in and around the greens. If you have a pitching wedge and a sand wedge, straight away you have two different options as to the type of shot you can play. If you have four wedges, so if you have a pitching wedge, gap wedge, sand wedge and lob wedge, you've now got four options in which you can play. Obviously it's very dependent on the particular shot you have. So for this shot today, I'm going to the green flag there at the other side of the green, so I've got lots of fairway to cover, but I've also got lots of green to cover. The things you've got to take into consideration is not just about the club selection, it's also about the ball that you're playing, but it's also about how receptive the greens are. You're landing onto very hard greens that the first bounce is going to be very firm, it won't really take the spin and it'll release out. Or are you landing on greens that are extremely receptive and they will take that little bit of spin and just stop the ball really, really quick. It's also important to try and figure out what sort of grass you're playing from. So you're playing from fairway, semi-rough or rough. When you're playing from rough, the grass will get in between the club and the ball, therefore reducing the amount of backspin and therefore encouraging the ball to release and run once you've hit the shot. So there's quite a lot of variables to take into consideration. I am going for the easiest possible variable, where I'm on the middle of the fairway and I'm looking straight down the flag, so I've got nothing in my way. And the purpose of this video is just to show you how the different shots are flighted, so therefore when you're in different positions you can then decide on the club that you should be hitting. Now I've gone with three wedges today. I've gone with a gap wedge, which is 50 degree, a sand wedge, which is 54 degree, and my lob wedge, which is 58 degree. Three clubs that are going to give off three very different ball flights, because they have different lofts and they produce different amounts of spin. The lob wedge, you would expect it to come off higher and stop faster. The 50 degree would expect it to launch a little bit lower and therefore release once it's hit the green. Now the type of green that I'm hitting into is extremely receptive. If I was to be playing this shot on a golf course, knowing what I need to know about the clubs, I would generally hit the 58 degree, flight the ball in a little bit higher, land it closer to the flag and not need it to run too much more. If you're chipping with a 50 degree, or guys, if you're chipping with a pitching wedge or a 9-iron, you actually now need to start to figure out maybe the contours of the green as well. You don't need to get too in depth about it, but if it's an obvious left to right or right to left, make sure you are playing it to the correct side of the slope. So we're going to look at three very different ball flights, see how it affects the ball when it lands, and then we can make a decision. Then hopefully in future circumstances you're able to make a bit more of an informed decision, whether you're on the fairway, semi-rough, the rough, the ball that you're using, which I've not spoke about too much, but I'm actually using Pro V1X's, so it's a soft ball which I expect a lot of spin from, and also the loft clubs, the loft of the clubs that you're also using as well. I'm going to start with a 58 degree because that's something I'm most comfortable with. First of all, I'm going to hit two shots with each, so hopefully from the angle that we've got you on there, you're able to see how the ball takes off, and also from the green cam, how the ball lands and reacts as well. So just a brief summary on pitching. I've got my stance a little bit narrower than I would play a full shot. I've got my weight just slightly favouring my left side, but 55%. And I'm just going to make sure that as I swing up to the top of the backswing, I hold my wrist angle as I come into impact, and there's lots of body rotation. Don't be afraid to rotate the body. Also, from doing a lot of golf lessons in the past, watch my follow through position, because the follow through will not send the ball too far, it will help you with the ball striking. So first thing, make sure we've got a nice strike on the ball, and let's see how this ball reacts. Wow, nearly held it. That came off quite hot actually, so got a decent amount of height. The first bounce was quite firm, it skidded. I actually expected it to grab a little bit more than it did. The strike was pretty good though, so let's try that again. That came off the height I expected it to, landing, and now it's releasing to the flag going. Okay, I told you I like that shot. The first one did come out a little bit lower, so I actually just think as I came into impact, I can't believe I just did that. The hands are a little bit further ahead of impact, so the ball flight just came off a touch lower, but the second one was pretty awesome if I do say so myself. Okay, so 54 degree, I'm expecting the ball to come out a little bit lower. I'm expecting a little bit more of a shooting forward and a bit more release. Nice strike. It's a little bit downhill towards the flag, so the first bounce actually will be a little bit firmer, but the ball flight was certainly lower than the 58 degree, and the first bounce was just a little bit more, let's say a little bit more forwards towards the target than the first shot, the first club as well. What you also might notice, that's the strike, sit. Oh, just cut that down some. What you'll also might notice as well is the length of swing has got shorter because the loft has been lowered, therefore the ball will go further and I don't need to hit the ball as hard. So 54 degree personally is not my choice for this sort of shot, but there's no reason why it couldn't be in the future. It's just that it's a nice shot to play. Okay, so now we're on to the 50 degree. So from the shots I've hit so far, we certainly expect the ball to come out lower. We'd expect the ball to have less spin. We'd expect the ball to release more. And in terms of my swing, I'd expect the swing to be shorter. Or hopefully the swing will be shorter, not I expect it to be. I'm going to keep the same setup, same swing fundamentals, and making sure my hips and my body are rotating so I can really encourage a good strike. Comes out much lower. I've landed it shorter because I know it's going to release. You'll have seen the second bit of grab as the ball landed on its second bounce, and then it's just kind of released out from there. It's a pretty good shot actually. The same again, the swing's just going to be a little bit shorter. My hips and shoulders are still turning. It's important not to get too stiff on the shot. Rotate. Same again, just land it on the front edge and then just letting the ball release. It is a little bit downhill from this angle, so I am expecting it to be a little bit faster. Possibly that's why I would favour the lob wedge as well, although those two shots on average have been better. And again, I held it with my lob wedge, so no, lob wedge all day. Try this out. Hopefully just by seeing the different types of ball flights that we can produce, you're then able to make educated decisions from different areas. If you're in a position where you don't have much grass, you can have a bare lie. I get asked this question a lot. If you've got a bare lie, go for the least lofted club that you're quite comfortable with. We actually have a bare lie, so I'm going to demonstrate that right now. This is off the books. I wasn't even planning this. So I've got a bare lie. There's not much grass under the ball. I'm not going to be using my lob wedge because I can't really use any of the bounce, but I am going to be using a more of a straight face club, which in this instance is the 50 degree. To get the good strike, I'm going to keep the ball on the inside of my right foot with my hands forward. This is making sure that I can hit down onto the ball, not worry about hitting the ground or anything behind the ball. The ball will come out lower because I've de-lofted the club, and as a result of de-lofting it, I've also then lowered the amount of spin that the ball is going to get, therefore it's going to release much more. But this sort of shot is all about strike. You get a good setup fundamental there, little rotation with the hips and shoulders, ball releases, that ball lands shorter, and look how much release that ball has got on it. It's much lower, it's much more powerful as the ball lands because of the setup changes that I've made to the shot. But also because it's such a tough lie, it's not left me with too much choice, as opposed to maybe have a nice lush lie on the fairway or the semi-rough or even the rough, depending on what you get. So hopefully that video has helped you understand the different types of characteristics that the clubs create on the golf ball, which therefore help you understand how the ball will react when it does land, which then gives you more of an understanding of what club to play, when to play it and where to play. So guys, please do comment below if this video is something that you've not really thought about in the past. Hopefully it is. It's something that you can take to the golf course and certainly improve on and get those scores lower as you progress. Thanks very much for watching. Please do subscribe to the channel, follow us on the social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. I've also got my own Carters_golf for Facebook, Instagram and Twitter as well, so please do follow me on those, because there will be lots of sunshine on my Instagram at the moment. So maybe if you're hating me right now, probably best you unfollow. Guys, thanks very much for watching. See you soon.